what Freelee did was not only unethical, but illegal.
We're not the first ones that this has happened to, and we're not going to take it.
There is no safe seat at the feast. Take your best stab at the beast. The saint is living for sin.
Welcome, drama fans. But seriously, it looks like this story here is going to be the next big scandal going on in the vegan YouTuber community. And this isn't something that somebody just made up, like just made a YouTube video making an accusation. There's a real story behind this that goes back many weeks. There was a video just put up yesterday accusing Freelee of stealing their material. Now, a lot of people are getting my videos wrong. I'm not here to defend the people who I just happen to agree with their diet on, which is what most people do. So I can understand why people do that. But I'm different here. I have questioned Freelee's actions summer of 2014 during the Woodstock Fruit Festival, first one where he was banned from speaking. I'm here to offer real perspective and to get people to think instead of just hating on one side. That's kind of boring, those videos. Cheetah and all those people, and you can tell by the thumbnails. They're just gonna say a whole bunch of one-sided stuff with their extreme one-sided view. I'm not like a lawyer whose job it is to defend one side and the other lawyer defends the other side. I'm more like the judge.
I won't be the judge. I'm the jury. I'll give it due reflection.
I give you something to reflect on. So, without further ado,
Based on the evidence.
My name's Danielle, and I'm a 19-year-old vegan activist.
And I am also a 19-year-old activist, animal rights activist.
At this point, I feel obligated to tell this story.
We actually met at college.
So about a year ago, I decided to go vegan. It was completely for ethical animal rights reasons. And right the day that I'm vegan, I became activist because I was so passionate about cause. And I tried all different forms of activism. I started a club. What I'm getting to is the page that I started a few months ago.
It was around February, came up with the idea of Get Upset. It went through a few changes.
I'm sure if you're vegan, you have heard of Freelee the Banana Girl.
We all have.
Her videos were an amazing resource for me. She is my vegan idol. So in late April, I posted a video called Fur featuring Rihanna, and I don't know why.
okay, I'm adding this in now. I'm editing the video now, and I realized this video could go long. I don't want it to be so long, so I'm going to quickly go over what they said. And their video is 20 minutes long. A video they put on Facebook, and it did really well. Really actually hard to believe.
This whole story goes back to May 1st, which if a lot of you activists, vegan activists, animal rights, whatever, remember it was Vegfest in LA. One of our main goals of the day was to find her and talk to her and tell her about our activism and give her the Get Upset business card.
I just went to Walmart and printed my logo as photos and then cut them up into business cards because I have no money. So I thought maybe if I met Freelee, she would look at my videos and maybe she, really inspiring to meet her. And I told her, I make my own videos on the internet. They're really different from yours, but here's my business card. If you would just, check them out, I would really appreciate that. And she looked me right in the eye and she said, I'll check it out.
She said, that's amazing,
For that video, they said that they used some PETA footage. That's important to the story. And then Freelee came along and took their video and used that in one of her videos. But that was okay with them. The problem came when they noticed that Freelee didn't give them credit. Now I know personally that you can forget to put a link in the description, and also that Freelee cut out their logo. Now I can understand, but if you can look at it from both sides, which I can, you see that their logo doesn't really fit in with Freelee's video. So they contacted Freelee, and Freelee ended up seeing their point and gave them credit in the description. Of course, at that point, most people had already watched the video and moved on. I can understand that. What they should have done is just said, we're 19, we're off to a good start here. After just a few months at this, they had actually communicated with Freelee and actually got her to give them some credit. They're ahead of me.
why wouldn't she credit me? And then I was like, oh, it probably was just like a second of my video or something like that.
Yeah.
But when I clicked on the video, I felt sick to my stomach. Freelee took nearly all of my video and just blatantly copied and pasted it into her video. I don't need to prove that. You can click on the two videos. You'll see the one video is mine that she took.
She used a PETA advert in between the stolen content, if you will, and ended up crediting PETA for the whole thing.
At the very end of every video that I make, I flash my logo, Get Upset, and she just completely edited that out and replaced it with PETA. And I think that that's really shady that she would credit such a big organization.
Come to think of it, ever since Vegfest LA, she has been wearing the sign of the devil.
Blatantly copied and pasted it into her video. I started questioning to myself, maybe this is okay because, you know, it's for the animals and more people are seeing my video, right? Isn't that the point? I'm working just as hard as she is. By taking away the rights of an activist, what Freelee did was not only unethical, but illegal.
Anyway, after this, something happened on Freelee's side, which I do not know what happened. So you have to understand that we only see what we see on our screens. Very likely that Freelee knows a lot of other stuff about this. Here's Freelee's video, and she wrote here, I used some footage from another channel, which I had a link to, but they turned out to be fake whiny vegans, so I removed it. Now see, something happened there. Well, I think I could guess what happened. That might not be right to do. I think they were pushy, which they seem to be. They seem to be wanting to take a fast track to popularity. And they spent a lot of time in the video talking about how poor they are.
It's my contribution to the movement.
As a 19-year-old broke-ass college, we have not made a dime. We haven't made a single cent. They're all for the cause, and they're all about not the ego. They're about the animals, and it's about the main point, not our faces, not our bodies.
I can understand how they feel. I've been there. I wrote to them saying that. Now I can see why they're irritated. I've had those kind of feelings. But as you see in here, they're making a few mistakes. And of course, understand that they are only 19.
So what we started to do when we found out that she stole this entire idea and the content, I, went all protective on my best friend and commented on all of her social media, letting everyone know, like, half of this video is stolen from the Get Upset Facebook page, which is important to remember the Facebook page part. So she finally responded. She said, shame on you for not wanting to save animals, but care more about footage you stole off the internet anyway. LOL.
So let's just respond to that really fast. So the clips that I took to make my video and compile them in a very clever way to prove a point, I took them from various sources under fair use and used them to create something different.
It's called transformative cultural content, and it's legal.
What Freelee did was take my video and re-upload it as her own for the same purpose that my video was, which was activism.
And also plagiarism under the fair use law. So, before everyone hates on us, I just want to let you guys know that under the fair use law, what she has done is illegal. We didn't steal any clips. Under the fair use law, you're totally entitled to use those clips. And I just find it extremely hypocritical because, like, literally 90% of her videos are going off of other people's clips. So she uses fair use. She even has a disclaimer in front of every video. So you think if she would have a disclaimer, she would know what the hell she's talking about. Like, you think up until 5 days ago, our opinions have changed about the beloved Freelee, the banana girl. We criticize like, hey, maybe you shouldn't like illegally steal our work. Well, you're not about the animals. What the heck? You're a fake vegan. You're all about getting your name out. It's like,
you never accuse a fellow activist of not being in it for the animals. Like 1 minute non-graphic animal rights artivism. So they're about a minute long. I try to keep them short because on Facebook attention spans are very short. I feel obligated to tell this story.
we can't let what has happened to her and us, I guess, collectively happen to any more people, because we're not the first ones that this has happened to, and we're not going to be the last ones if we're just scared.
She said, I'll check it out. To give you something to think about, Freelee's face and name is all over everything. Freelee has turned her activism into fame. This is her entire career. This is what she does all day. This is how she makes a lot of money. Make up your own mind for whose intentions are pure and who is really in it for the animals and who is really in it for the money and the fame and the comfortable lifestyle and the travel.
And there's a lot of things they're not considering. Maybe at that age, that might seem like a lot of work, what they did. I haven't seen the video or any of that. They said, and Freelee also commented, these two women's video was mostly footage they got from somewhere else. And I don't see what the big deal is. They're saying that Freelee was rude, but she wasn't rude at first. She ended up giving them credit, which Freelee often does. They say Freelee is all about the money, promotes people all over the place. While these two other women here, they do seem to be about the money, because the reason for the shout out is for money. They know they can score big with Freelee. Now there's nothing wrong with doing this as business. You know, after all, Freelee's doing it. But she didn't start out that way. These two young women here have just jumped into this area and want to start making money. And because they're probably new to all of this, they don't realize that this is just the way it goes. People use each other's clips all the time. It's like a courtesy. You know, at least most of us extend this courtesy. We can all benefit from it. It saves us time, gives us better content that we couldn't do otherwise. Of course, there are a few people who don't want anyone doing that, like Cassio, who is clearly all about the money. No question about that. I left some comments on that video. So someone said, okay, what if I took all your footage and uploaded it as my own and monetized it? There's three things wrong with what he just said right there. You're not going to make any more money than I'm making right now, and I don't really care. What does it matter what other people make? It's not like they're going to be stealing my money, because it just doesn't work that way. The original uploader is going to get the most views. And a matter of fact, other people have used my content, and that was really good. Another problem with this scenario is that that's not a good comparison, because Freelee is not just taking a bunch of other people's footage. I've gone and taken her footage, which she got from who knows where, and then built my own video around that. And I've actually wanted Freelee to do the same thing with my videos, because I've done some stuff that fits in with her channel and would really go well, but I haven't caught her attention yet. Just like, you know, I haven't caught 99% of this community's attention yet, but I'm getting there. So either they're just young and immature, or they're trying to get what Harley just said in one of his recent videos, like maybe the same day the video was uploaded. They want a fast track to stardom and money. And yeah, that would be nice, but we can't all have that. Hardly any of us have that. Even when someone seems to have made it really quick, like Vegan Gains, he really didn't. It's just that that's all we see. We don't see a person until they become famous, usually. I had the unusual opportunity to watch Harley and Freelee before they made it big, like almost from the beginning. So I saw how long it took them and how much work they put in. Before YouTube was even monetized, there was no idea that you could ever make money on YouTube. Back in 2008, 2009, that's proof right there that they are real vegans. They're not just in this for the money.